Hi, I've got to just give you a testimony that is the greatest testimony of the year so far. And I don't know, it could be my lifetime. I'm not sure, but it was just so neat and so special to me. And I'm going to refrain from using a person's name and all that because that's not the issue, all right? The issue is what God is doing. About 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago, one of our customers called me. Very successful businessman with a very successful business south of Albany. And he called me from a rooftop that we had put several fan units in and everything, and it was one of them was giving him a little problem, and I was guiding him through things. And all of a sudden, the conversation switched to an area where this man was having a real problem in life, with no answers and some real situations. His father had passed away. He was missing his dad. There was a lot of things that were really at stake in his life. After we talked for a while, I was able to talk to him about the love of Jesus and how much God loved him. Well, before the conversation was over, this person had, I almost said his name, but this person had received Jesus, asked him into his life. And the change was starting right away. Now, this man comes from the area of life where you don't put up with a lot of nonsense, all right? And he was in a position, if you really, really were considered scum of the earth, he figured that he would be doing the world a favor if you weren't here. Now, you can follow the gist of this if you want. And anyhow, there was this one person that he had said, this person absolutely is the absolute scum of the earth. Drug dealing, pimp, everything you could think of that was just bad. And he had put some money down to have this person, dealt with, okay? Let's put it that way. He called me up later and he said, I just basically wasted a bunch of money. And I said, why? What happened? And he said, well, I had put this thing out and I can't do it, but I can't get my money back. So I've lost the money, but I said, no, leave the man go. And I said, I'm going to tell you right now, this is a real good sign that God is already in your heart, that the Holy Spirit is in there. Because ordinarily you ain't going to throw the money away like this. And ordinarily you would carry it through because of the way you felt. But now the feelings have changed. So God is working in your life. Well, that was about 3 years ago. Over the period of time, there wasn't the real changes that you would like to see because of the language problem and all of these. But there was still that love and that concern for people that didn't go away. And the other morning, I should say, I got a call. Now, we've talked several times in between, so we've maintained our relationship. What I've been waiting for is God to continue his work. Well, fast forward to this last week. He had made friends with a woman pastor, and this woman pastor was guiding him through the scriptures and doing things, but all of a sudden they came to an area where a total disagreement. And he said, I think our conversation should end here. Let's drop it all. I don't agree with this, and that's it. I'm done. So several weeks went by, or a month or two. I don't know how long it was, but he woke up early in the morning, and here is a text from this pastor lady. And he said, I'll read it when I wake up in the morning. Well, as he read it, he was really shocked and taken back. Now, this is where the testimony part really gets heavy to me. He said that this lady had a dream, and there was a war going on between Jesus' army and his army. His army was extremely weary, and Jesus' army was getting tired. And Jesus was calling for a truce between the two so they could come to an agreement. Now, I've been waiting for 2 years, 3 years, for this war to end because I could see the battle between this man's army and the Holy Spirit, which is Jesus' army, basically the angels and the Holy Spirit working. So she said that when she looked into Jesus' eyes as he looked at this man, she never saw so much love. At that point, this man on the phone actually started to cry. He said, I'm choking back to tears right now. And I know what that's like because I do that all the time. He's choking back to tears because he's thinking of how much Jesus is loving him, talking about this lady, she's saying it. And then she said that in this battle, that Jesus wanted to really change some things in his life. but he had to call a man. His name is, and this is where it gets heavy, Jim, and she couldn't get the total last name. She saw the words or saw the letters, and she says it starts with Hamm and then an L or whatever, but she couldn't get the last letters. And she's never, now listen, she's never seen me. She don't know anything about me. He's bald. He's in his 70s, and he has some freckles. Now, this is what I'm calling she's freckles, okay? And this person asked, okay, did I have freckles? And I said, no, I don't, but I have spots on my face. And I said, well, that's what she saw. But she described me to a T, and you're supposed to call him to see what's going to happen and see how to do this. I was so blessed and thrilled that Father knows my name. Now, I know we hear all this at the time. He knows the number of hairs on our head and all this. But listen to this. He knew my name, all right, what I look like, and gives a man instructions to call me again using another person, okay, to tell her to call me. And when he called me, I had all of the words. I knew exactly what to say. And I was able to pour into this brother the next step. I believe that God is bringing us right now to a head at the end of 2016. Because I believe 2017 is going to see some of the end times things that we've never seen before. And this brother needs to have the war ended now. And I said to him, I said all of the things because, I forgot to tell you this. Before he went to sleep that night, he said, Lord, I have no more answers. And he told me this on the phone too. I've come to a place in my life where there are no answers. I don't know anything about anything anymore, and I don't know how to go on with life. And he says, I've prayed and I've asked God to show me what's going on, and I'm desperate. I'm desperate. And that's all God wants is desperation. He is desperate. He said, I'm desperate. That's the night the lady has the dream. That's the night she calls and tells him to call me. That's the night that I get involved with this brother again. Now, look at this. God is so detailed. You want an answer from God? He's so desperate. Now, this is what he's waiting for from every one of us, desperation. He's waiting for us to get so desperate with him that we're crying out, there's nothing we want to do in life anymore. It's done. I don't have any answers. I don't know where I'm going to go. And this is what he's saying. Jesus heard that. Jesus said, let's call a truce. All right, let's talk. Call Jim. And I thought, oh man, that means that he's got more work for this brother. All right, now what does that mean also for me? That means I'm going to live longer. Now, I was looking forward to going to heaven when I first came to Florida. I'm all set to go. I was going to die in a few weeks or months, whatever the doctor said, and I was accepting it until the Lord challenged me that he did not say I was going to die right then. But a new chapter in my life was going to open. That's what opened. Now, this is just one step with all of the beautiful things he's doing on in Haiti and getting people to sign up with the online church and get involved with winning a whole nation of young people, of orphans. This is so awesome. I've got to stay around for a little bit of this. I just want to taste it, you know? So I'm leaving this testimony that God knows your name, and he just proved it to me that he knows my name. Pray for this brother. I'm not telling you who it is. It don't matter. Father knows the name and knows the business and knows the place. He knows it all. But I'm telling you, this brother is going to come through as a mighty, mighty soul winner. And the devil is scared to death of this guy. If he gets loose in Jesus, look out, man, because he's one of those guys that's a go-getter, and he will go 100%. He's not worried about saying anything that God tells him to say. I know this type of personality. So I'm telling you, and I got permission from him to say this. I said, I will not say your name or anything like that because I don't want to put anybody on the spot at all right? I love you, and I want you to take this testimony as my testimony of the highlight of 2016 and maybe the highlight of my life. But I'm telling you, what a thrill. God bless you. I love you.